John, thanks so much for talking to us. It must be so difficult to come and talk to the cameras after a defeat like that. How do you sum up just what went wrong?
Yeah, it's very difficult to put into words. I think a lot of high emotion right now, anger, upset with how the game finished. I just said before, to 65 minutes we were in the game 1-1, whatever time it was on the clock, and they get a goal from, I think it might have come off my back, deflection, the game kind of twisted or swung the wrong way for us, and it's frustrating, very, very frustrating for us as players to see such a big game finish like that, for our fans that have travelled down to see see them all waiting in the stand after, and we've conceded 5 and lost here. For us individually and collectively at the end, how the game finished, as a performance-wise, as a team, how we let them dominate the ball, which is our game. We've imposed that over so many years. Lots of little things that have gone on today, and I'll give credit to Arsenal as well.
Yeah.
To Mikel and his team, the guys that were out there. We've had some great battles over the years. Today was another one up until 65 minutes, and then it was obviously we all know how it finished.
After a game like that, emotions must be running so high amongst your teammates and your manager. Can I ask, what's it like? Is it silent? Is everyone shouting, pointing fingers? How are things right now?
No, definitely not pointing fingers. That's something that I just spoke about previously, that can't happen, that shouldn't happen. In these difficult times, it's easy to point the blame on other people, and we've not got that culture within our team. I think as I said before, we've got to look at ourselves, look at our individual game and what we can do better, and then collectively, we've got to review the game and move forward, because I definitely don't take losing well, and I don't want to be in a situation like that again this season.
And it was uncharacteristic errors as well, because I think City have obviously had a blip in November, December, but you were resurgent, and I know Phil Foden gifted them a goal, as you say, the Partey goal deflected off you, but it's sort of that to stop it from spiralling into what happened. Is that the key to not let it get out of control?
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, football can go so many ways. I've been on the other end of it, and been 10 minutes to get 3 goals or whatever it was a few years back. So football's funny and cruel at the same time.
Yeah.
Today was cruel for us, and maybe rightly so within that last 30 minutes. But we've got an incredible group of lads in there, experienced guys, hungry winners, and we need to stick together, find that spark within us again, which we showed in so many parts of our game today. I believe in that first half, even though conceding early on, how we had the courage to keep playing, play some great football against a team that's very good in a low block on the edge of their box. They have so many men, and for us to be patient. And I don't have the answers right now straight after the game, but I'm sure we'll definitely get back to work and make do our best to make things right.
Thank you. We appreciate you talking to us. I know it's not easy. Thank you.
Many thanks there to Alison Bender and, of course, John Stones. We talked about Arsenal's next game, how important it is against Newcastle away in the League Cup. But I'm looking at City's fixtures. I read this out to you guys off air, but they got Leyton Orient in the Cup next week, in the FA Cup. Then they've got Real Madrid at home. Then they've got Newcastle at home. Then they've got Real Madrid away. Then they've got Liverpool at home. Then they've got Tottenham away, a stadium they don't traditionally do well at, although they got a result there last year, a crucial one. And then Nottingham Forest, high-flying Nottingham Forest away. Can I honestly say I think this next month could make or break their season?
It could do, but I think if you're a professional footballer playing at that level, like them lads have done for 10 years or so, with a manager like they've got, you want big teams coming to you. You want to go and play big games. You don't want it to be taking... Because, listen, if you go and play, no disrespect to the bottom of the table, you're expected to win. That's more pressure. For me, that's more pressure than going and playing against the big teams, because when you play against the big teams, people are not expecting everything off you, and you can go and show them what you're really made of. And I think for me, whenever I played, and listen, he's obviously very down there, but you're going to get them every now and again. You get big bad daft results like that don't make sense. And what you got to do is go to the next game, take Leighton Orient out of it, which you probably put a reserve team out for that, but go into the Madrid game and go and show what you're made of.
It's interesting you say that. So let me flip the question around in terms of beating the teams you expected to beat. When Arsenal went and beat Wolves, having a man sent off relatively early, do you think that was more impressive than the game today? Away from home, man down?
No, I don't think more impressive, no, because I think that no matter how lack of Man City what they were 2 or 3 years ago, it's still Man City and it's still Pep's Man City, and that is a massive thing. Just the same when we played at United, you have this aura around you. Liverpool had it back in the day, Man United had it, City had it, Chelsea had it at certain points. They have an aura, and when you go and play against them teams, no matter how much of a dip or lack of confidence they have, there's still that Man City who is managed by probably one of the best of all time.
Yeah. What do you make of the next run of fixtures for Manchester City? Because they could find themselves out of the Champions League. I mean, if Leighton Orient pull up an upset, they could be out of the FA Cup as well. And their aspirations for a top 4 finish maybe be extinguished, possibly.
They'll finish top 4.
They'll still finish top 4?
Yeah, they'll finish top 4. I think, you know, he's just said there, right until for an hour, they were in the game, and they've gifted Arsenal 2 goals. Reyes pulled off 2 unbelievable saves first half. And I think Gary was right when we talk about Haaland scoring, and then within, what was it, 105 seconds or something, So Man City have gone from working the socks off to get back in the game. They get back in the game, then all of a sudden they're back down again. And it was that dip and Arsenal scoring so early that have killed them psychologically. I think it's really fine margins. Yeah, I think they'll be disappointed the last half an hour that they've conceded 3 or 4 goals. But there wasn't a lot in the game up until, you know, the 3rd goal went in, I suppose, and they got caught. But they'll be back, and I think a Real Madrid game is ideal for you because you can get back up. They've got a bit of a break. I think Butty's right. They'll probably play a bit of a reserve team against Orient, and then they'll all have a bit of a rest. They'll all be fresh, and what a game to get yourself back up for than Real Madrid at home. It's just exactly what the doctor ordered.
You know, you're talking about make or break these next few games for City's season. You know, by their standards, their season is broken, isn't it?
By their standards, yes.
Let's be honest, because their standards have been so high. That said, I tend to agree with Lee. I think that City will qualify for the Champions League next season by their league finish. And who knows, they might even go on and win the Champions League this season.